Hey, what's going on guys? Today we are going over a ton of tips and tricks to help you guys get better at sniping in Fortnite. If you guys haven't noticed already, in almost every single one of my videos, I always have a ton of sniper clips at the beginning, and I get so many questions by people asking me how do I hit these, how do I constantly get so many snipes per video. A whole ton of people have been requesting a little tutorial on how to get better at sniping, so I'm making this for you guys. Maybe you might already be a master at sniping, but you might learn a thing or two off of this. As always, if you guys have any other tips and tricks that you did not see in this video and you would like others to know, make sure to leave it down in the comments down below, and I will definitely be able to build off of that and possibly make a part 2 to this video. Make sure to leave a like on the video, also subscribe if you are new. Can we try and aim for 1500 likes on this video? That would be insane. And without further ado, let's get right on in to today's video. Learning to become a good sniper in Fortnite is one of the best skills for you to have because it gives you an upper hand on the players, and in a lot of fights you'll be able to end it before it even begins. To be completely honest, sniping in Fortnite is basically a guessing game. There is no way you will hit every single sniping shot that you take. That is practically impossible. You see pros like Ninja, Tfue, Dakotas, they all constantly take multiple sniper shots and they don't hit every single one, obviously. But when sniping, there are a ton of little secrets that not the regular player knows about that I will be teaching you guys. To begin, you want to learn your sniper scope a little better than you already do. When sniping in Fortnite, you will see on the crosshair that there are little ticks below the reticle, and every single one of those ticks is 125 meters. So let's say you see a player 125 meters away from you. Let's just say you know the exact distance. If you line up the first tick on the head of that player and you shoot, it will be an exactly clean headshot. Now obviously the regular player will not really know the exact distances of different parts of the map. They won't really know how big or small the character models are at certain distances, so there are a few little secrets to help you out. To start off with a closer snipe, a 50-meter snipe, this is more one of the common ones that you will encounter while playing Fortnite. In order to know exactly how far the player is, if he is around 50 meters, like 45, 50, 60, if you put the reticle on the middle of his head or just on his head in general, if the second tick is around the middle of his chest or the upper chest or the upper back, then it is exactly at 50 meters. To verify a little bit farther, if the third tick is around his waistline, that is more to prove that it is at 50 meters. And if the 8th tick, the very last tick on your sniper scope, if that is at around his feet area, that does show that it is at 50 meters. So at that point, or even closer, you could just put the reticle straight on his head, shoot, and it'll be an instant headshot. There's no need to calculate for any bullet drop in this shot. Now onto the 125 meter snipe. Now this one is a little bit harder to hit because the bullet is in the air way longer than a 50-meter snipe, so the player has a little bit of time to move around and definitely dodge that bullet. But if you do get into a situation where the player is sitting still and you do line it all up, then you should know that you will get a perfect headshot if the first tick is lined up straight on his head, the second tick should be somewhere across his chest, while the fourth tick is at the knee level, and the sixth tick should be around his feet. Now again, if you don't see his full body, you will have to guess, but just the first two ticks are basically all what you need in this sort of scenario. Now hitting a 200-meter snipe in Fortnite is a pretty good shot. I mean, it's insanely hard to get a perfect headshot at this distance. But again, if you do get in the scenario where you are like maybe flanking a whole team and you see them all sitting still, if you line up the enemy's head in the middle of the first and second tick, because again, each tick is 125 meters, so it's not perfectly on the second line. The second tick should be somewhere across the shoulder or the high chest part. The third tick should be at knee level, and the fourth should be around the feet. If all of this lines up, you should be in range for a perfect 200-meter snipe. Now again, like all of the other snipes, if you do shoot at this range, the bullet is in the air for quite a while, about like a half a second, maybe even a second, so there is a ton of time for the opponent to move and definitely dodge that bullet, and if you don't hit it, he might notice where it came from. Now lastly, we have the 250-meter snipe. Now in most situations, you won't really have to aim the head anywhere beyond the second tick. This is because in the most recent patch, they actually changed the player render distance at 275 meters. So 275 meters is the max that a player will render in on epic settings, the farthest render settings that you could possibly set it to. I'm not quite sure why they made the render distance so short. I mean, I know I have seen some of those snipes where people hit 300 meters, and that is because when the bullet time is traveling, the person is moving most likely from a launch pad at a fast rate of speed, so the bullet catches up to them while they are already rendered out. If you guys see one of those like 1000 meters, 2000 meter snipes, those are obviously fake. It is pretty much impossible to hit those snipes. Anyways, for a 250 meter snipe, you want to line up the head on the second tick. The third tick should be somewhere around the waistline, while the fourth should be around the feet. Hitting a 250 meter snipe is pretty hard to do, and like I said for all of the other ones, there is definitely a lot more bullet time than just a typical 100 meter. But again, if you do get in that golden situation where the person is just literally camping, sitting still, by lining it all up, you are set and golden for a headshot. Keep in mind while sniping, every single sniper rifle, they have the exact same bullet drop. So you shoot at one area, the bullet drop will be the exact same for each sniper, the hunting rifle, the bolt action, and the semi-auto sniper rifle. I tested this for myself and it was actually true. I talked to a whole ton of people and everyone tried to convince me that the semi-auto had a higher bullet drop than the bolt action just because they thought it did less damage, it had more of a drop. But don't be fooled, each sniper has the exact same bullet drop, but I do believe some sniper bullets might travel a little bit faster than others. But overall, that shouldn't really affect your sniper playstyle as much. Also, to know distances a little bit better when sniping, you can refer to your map in game and you will see like these little white lines that make up a ton of squares along the map. Now each square is a little quadrant on the map, so maybe like B2 or E7, that sort of stuff. It is easier to make callouts and stuff. But that's not their only meaning. The distance between each of the squares are 250 meters, and I tested this in game. I made a wall with a floor platform and I went to the other side of the square exactly on the line and lined my crosshair up so it will be exactly at 250 meters, the second tick, because remember each tick is 125 meters, and every single time the sniper bullet hit the floor instead of the wall and ended up breaking the floors, doing no damage to the wall. This can be useful in certain situations, like if someone is on the other side of tilted towers and you assume they are somewhere around the other side of the quadrant. Assuming you know a little bit about weapon stats in Fortnite, what some people don't fully know about the sniper is that the headshot multiplier is 2.5 times the regular damage that it does. So most snipers are deadly at headshots no matter how much shield and health you have. Let's take the bolt action sniper for instance. It is one shot to the head, full health and shield, no matter what color or rarity you have it as. So let's say you have a blue bolt action, or if you would like to call it a rare bolt action. A body shot will do 105 damage, while a headshot will do 262.5 damage to the head, which is easily a one shot one kill. This same thing applies to the hunting rifle, but the body shots do not count as much. With the green or the uncommon hunting rifle, it will do 86 damage to the body, so not quite as much as the bolt action, but it will still do 215 damage to the head, and that is only the green or the uncommon version. So obviously the higher tiers, the higher colors will definitely be one shot to the head as well. But what a lot of people do not know is that the semi-auto sniper rifle, even though you do get a ton more shots, you don't have to wait for the bullet time reloading in between. The purple or the epic, which is also the worst color you could get in the semi-auto sniper form, it only does 63 damage to the body and only 157 to the head. So if you're going up against a player with full 200 health and you do hit them in the head with a legendary semi-auto, it still won't even kill them. Now it will take a ton of damage away from them, but they will have time to heal up if they are at a distance. So next time when you're in game and you see a legendary semi-auto or a blue bolt action, always taking the legendary sniper isn't the best option. Now obviously if you do feel confident enough that you will hit 2 shots at the exact same time almost back to back, the semi-auto might be the sniper for you, but just for me and a whole ton of people, I definitely prefer the bolt action or the hunting rifle over it. Lastly, some tips for you to keep in mind while playing. Don't overthink your shots. I mean, it's better to take multiple shots quickly after reloading your sniper than to take extra long to take one shot that will sometimes even miss, when you could have shot 5 shots that would have hit. Also, always after taking a shot with your hunting rifle or a bolt action, instantly swap to your secondary, your assault rifle, because in some occasions where your first sniper shot hits, you will be able to get off a shot or two at the person while they are running before they place down a wall. And in most occasions, they will have little to no HP, so if you can land 2 or 3 shots, that will definitely kill them. Also, when you are having those fights where both of you are in 1x1s or structures, just peek shooting shots at each other. Just try and pre-fire the shots where their head usually would peek. Don't sit out in the open and wait for them to peek. All what the opponent is going to do is just do the crouch peek glitch and just one tap you to the head while you are just sitting wide in the open. So just take pre-fire shots. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten kills just constantly pre-firing them. And lastly, take the long shots, take the random shots, just take shots in general. Most of the time, the player you shoot at, if they are like 100 meters away, 200, 250 meters away, after you take a shot at them with their sniper, they will be looking around for you and they might not even see you, or if they do see you, it will be insanely hard for them to land a shot at you due to the distance you are from them. So I mean, what do you really have to cost? Just maybe a little bit of sound that you can make, and after you could shoot, you could just run away and you will be out of that area in no time. Just take the shot no matter the distance you are from them. Anyways, I hope today's video did help you get a little bit better at sniping, or if you did learn something new. Anyways, make sure to leave a like on the video. Also, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Leave a comment down on what sort of tips and tricks I should make in the future. Also, if you have any other tips you'd like people to know, make sure to comment them down below. And I will see you guys next time.